Hey everybody, and welcome back to our Detroit Lions preview show here at MLive. I am Kyle Meinke.
And I'm Nate Atkins.
It's a special Thanksgiving episode, Lions, Vikings in just a couple of days. We're looking a little tired. It's a short week, a few hours rest here, a few hours displaced now from that big win in Chicago. Looking a little haggard here. I don't even think our big fancy production department here can help save us.
We just got to wing it.
But short week for the Lions, short week for us. It's a big game, Nate, and they're in this position because of Matt Prater. 52 yards into a swirling wind, an unbelievable kick, and to save the Lions' title chances.
Yeah, he said after the game, I asked him, what distance did you feel comfortable from? And he said, about an extra point, which just shows you where he was that day. But yeah, I think he surprised himself with that make. He's now 26 of 26 in his career when he has the chance to either tie or take the lead in a game in the final few minutes. He does it again, even in the hardest of circumstances. We saw what Connor Barth went through trying to answer him later on, one of the worst 46-yard game-tying attempts I've ever seen. But you know, Matt Prater, that's why they extended him this year. He can help elevate you on a game like that where it's just tough to find a road win.
To win this game, and they've been very good on Thanksgiving, Nate, but to win this game, they need better rush defense. Sitting up in the press box, writing my column, I was looking at the stats, and I got an email from a guy who gave me a stat from PFF, actually, that said Tease Tabor led the Lions in pass rushing. He blitzed twice in his 13 snaps, and that was enough to lead the Lions pass rush. That illustrates how bad that was.
Yeah, especially when you consider Minnesota's offensive line has gotten pretty good now. This year, they get new tackles in there, including Riley Reef, old friend, and yeah, they're.
I think I exchanged about 3 sentences with the guy in 4 years covering him.
I never talked to him in my 4 or so games here with him. They don't have defensive ends to match up with him right now. They've got to get somebody playing better. I mean, Anthony Zettel has had moments where he's flashed in the pass rush. Obviously didn't handle the run very well, setting the edge there. So they've got to get guys to at least play their gaps, play assignment, and force the run inside a little more than they have.
On the bright side, the offense is playing way better than it was 6 weeks ago as well. I remember, Matthew Stafford, he was playing efficient but not doing a whole lot. I recall the Giants game where he completed like 4 passes in the second half. I mean, that was the first half of the season. He didn't complete more than 1 deep pass more than once in the first half of the year before the bye. Now you have different dimensions. Golden Tate's playing pretty well. Marvin Jones and Matthew Stafford are just on the same page.
I barely remember all those weeks we spent trying to analyze what happens with Marvin Jones. I mean, he has turned it on. And this whole offense has, and I think one of the biggest differences from that Vikings game, honestly, is that Taylor Decker's back. But what's also improved is the running backs are picking up blitzes. And Minnesota came after Matthew Stafford wild, sacked him 7 times, hit him a bunch more. If they get better pass protection from Taylor Decker being in there and Theo Riddick and other guys stepping up against the blitz, that's going to be huge to open up some of those downfield throws.
The Thanksgiving week, the short week, presents some unique challenges. You got the national stage, you got the turkey going on. I mean, guys talk about it all the time, just how difficult it is to play on the short week. You hear it all the time, especially off the record. You get these guys chirping a little bit, and they really hate playing on the short week. They think it creates more of an injury risk. But I will say, I think Jim Caldwell, he does a very good job, I think, on the short week preparing this team. In 3 Thanksgiving games under Jim Caldwell, Lions have won all 3 games, including last year against Minnesota. And the average margin of victory, 17 points per game. I mean, they're just kicking, a word that I can't use on air, on the short week. And I think there's a lot to like about their preparation for games like these.
Yeah, they've got the Thanksgiving week down pat, but what's really hard about Thursday games is going on the road. And so the Vikings are going to have to be the team to do that, fly in, have an even shorter week than normal. But I just think the Vikings have too much going. I've got them winning this one 20-17.
Yeah, so many reasons to like the Lions in this game, but Minnesota's just hella good right now. They've won 6 in a row, and their defense is it's so much better than what the Lions have seen the last 2 weeks. And they have a running game, and I think that's going to be able to exploit a lot of the weaknesses we've seen. They got them 24-20 in this game. That's what we got for today. We're going to go take a nap or something. I'm Kyle.
I'm Nate.
We're MLive. Keep it right here.